Afternoon guys, Wayne Southwest Surfacing. Today I just want to show you this full system. This was a tarmac drive, so we ripped it all out, rebased it, re-tarmacked it with the open texture, and then the resin bound on the top. And as you can see, it's quite a big drive. I think in total this one was around 300 square meters. It's the front, the back, the side, and a side path. When we met this customer, she actually wanted something a little bit lighter because she's obviously had tarmac before, so she was talking and thinking along the lines of like a buffy yellow, sandy sort of colour. Now, the only problem with that is that I initially seen was what's above. That's a lot. And that obviously is going to end up at some point down here. So if you had a really light colour, you know, it's going to be totally destroyed basically by all of that ending up down here. And of course you're always going to feel like you want to move it off the drive because your drive's so light, and then that would be so dark, you know. So we kind of looked at a few things. This is a bespoke mix that we done for the customer. I suggested maybe we should have a look at some pinks, looking at the color on the house, the tones of the house. So I've done a few samples with some pinks. You really like the Staffordshire pink. Staffordshire pink is one of my favorite colors. So we went along and we actually agreed on a Staffordshire pink, or Staffy pink, as we call it, with a fleck of yellow with the gold in it. So it wasn't too bright. It's actually a fantastic color, and all the guys in the team have said, really nice color, you know, it really is nice. Yeah, so obviously as the drive comes down, it flows down to this section. This section used to take a lot of water because obviously it was tarmac. Now there's none of that wash. This area will always stay clean now on underfoot. Nice level surface going into the house. There's two entrances, so you've got the steps down, or you've got the wheelchair access through there. Again, dead level, nice and smooth and clean, and it won't get dirty. There's a perfect example of how we make manhole covers disappear. Something else that this customer suffered with was water going in the garage, because as you can see, the natural flow would put the water, the wash, the rain into the garage. That no longer happens because she did have some ACO ACO drains there, and they would fill up and it would actually fill that garage in particular. None of that no more. We've had a lot of rain, and she's actually commented with some feedback for us and said there's not even a drop of water that's gone into that garage, so she's over the moon about that. Let's have a look in the patio area. So as you can see, this area here was gravel at one point, and there was gravel in here, and as a patio area it wasn't very practical. Grandchildren come round, they run around and stuff. It wasn't very practical, and also the feedback from the customer was the dust and dirt would get into the house because obviously that was the main sort of exit and entrance. So putting the resin bound down has made this much better, more accessible. You know, children, grandchildren come in, run around, no problem, no mess, no fuss. Put the furniture out all now nicely. What a beautiful area this has turned into. So obviously out here, the patio area, we use Resin bound P3, which is patio, pools and paths. Now that system is different formulated, and that's why we put a beading in there, because obviously the footpaths and that is all separate to the drive. The drive is a different resin, a different technology. And just looking down here, if you look between the two systems, no color change whatsoever. You wouldn't be able to tell any difference. Exactly the same color, just obviously one's a driveway spec and one's a footpath spec. Obviously in the earlier days of formulating this, it was nice to work with Resin's closely. They had some formulations they wanted to try. We put them down for them and give them our feedback, and it's really nice to work with them. So this side path used to get a lot of puddles up and stuff. Not much use up here, but as you can see, what a difference it makes. So whilst we were here, customer also had asked us, she walks around this way quite a bit to use the washing line. She comes out the back door, walks around here, This was pretty inaccessible. There was gravel again through here. Now it's a nice flowing resin bound system. Easy access to the washing line. Perfect, nice and dry. Come out here in your slippers, go back in your slippers. Not a mark on the carpet, because your slippers will be clean, dry, no problem, no gravel. That's that problem solved. And then of course, the other footpath around the garage. So yeah, as you can imagine, the customer is really happy here. Full wraparound system, right around the whole property. Beautiful finish, clean, anti-slip. When it rains, she hasn't got to worry about the wash. Really happy customer, really happy team, really enjoyed installing this colour. Probably use it again somewhere, someone else will like it, it's really nice. Perfect finish.